chances are if you LS swapped your 1 or 3 series, your reverse lights probably don't work. Let's go over what it's going to take to get them working OEM style. After an LS swap, the footwell module doesn't know when the car is in reverse. The fix is simple though. We're going to add a switch to the transmission and run that signal inside, add a pin to the footwell module, and that's going to tell the footwell module when the vehicle is in reverse and to turn the lights on. The stock T56 reverse switch is too long. It sticks out way too far. There's no way you're going to get that plug in there from like a factory GM pigtail. So we're going to take it out and we're going to replace it with a low profile one. This is actually a sensor for a 2001 Ford Mustang GT out of like a T5 transmission, but it's got the exact same thread pitch and overall length as the T56 reverse switch. But instead of having that connector on the end, it has like 2 terminal studs. I'll have a link to this part in the description. But to go along with this, you're also going to need this pigtail, which covers over those 2 terminals, kind of clips onto it, and then it's got like a weather boot on it. So I'll have a link to that as well. It's a much cheaper alternative than the some of the pre-made ones. Like Siki makes like a low profile T56 switch, but it's kind of expensive. This is like a pretty low cost option. So I ended up crimping like 8 feet worth of wire onto the end of that pigtail for the switch. And you can see here when you press that switch in, all it does is complete the circuit. We're going to thread the new switch into the side of the transmission, and then we're going to drop the new harness that we made down from the top. We're just going to follow the other harnesses that we have. The wideband harness kind of comes down this way, so we zip tie it up against that. We've got it plugged in, and now we're going to start working on routing that wiring to the inside of the car. I chose to run the harness through the D&E box because there's already a couple of wires coming through there into the passenger side footwell area. So it was pretty easy just to throw this harness through that hole in the firewall through the D&E box and pull the length of it all the way through. We're going to pull those 2 wires underneath of the HVAC box to the driver's side, and that's where we're going to make our connections. Over at the footwell module, it is going to be the topmost connector closest to the firewall side. It just has one of them slide lock connectors. Pop that clamp open, we're going to pull the connector out, and we need to add a pin to slot 19. If you had an automatic car, which is probably why you're doing this, there's not going to be any wire in that slot. So we're going to have to get a special pin and crimp it to the end of our wire and then slide it into pin 19. These are the pins that you're going to need. I'm going to put the part number probably here in the video and in the description too. Most BMW dealerships carry these pins. You can grab these. You are going to need a special tool to crimp these. You're going to need a set of these crimpers here. They have parallel jaws, so they crimp the wire really, really well and straight. But buy a couple of extra pins. You're probably going to have to practice getting it just right. It does take a couple of times, and that pin will not slide into the connector unless it is crimped perfectly. So it's got to be nice and straight. It can't be wiggly or bent or anything else. And then we'll be able to insert that pin into slot 19 here of the connector, which the numbers are on the black part that we just took off, so you just kind of have to remember which one it is after you take that sleeve off. And that's it. You should get a really nice audible click when that pin is fully seated, and just give it a little tug, make sure it's not going to come out on you, and then reinstall the black sleeve and plug it back in. So with the one wire pin to pin 19 of the footwell module, the other ones just got to get grounded. I thought for some reason there was like a really nice ground bus bar over in this footwell area, but there was not when I took everything apart. So we ended up grounding it to that bolt right there that holds the cast module in. As long as pin 19 gets grounded whenever your vehicle's in reverse, and as long as your FRM is coded to be a manual, your reverse lights are going to come on. If you have questions about the coding, look up my removing dash lights video, and the first step in that is how to code your FRM to be a manual transmission, and after that it should work. There you have it, reverse lights on your LS swapped 1 or 3 series. It is one of them like final pieces of the puzzle thing. Really kind of makes the swap feel complete.